Before we talk about Ja Morant, I just want to let everybody know we had already talked about Victor Hill, the deputy that's in prison now, on a previous episode. So if you're not tapped into Streets and Scholars, make sure you're following us on all the podcast platforms. We're on Spotify, iHeart, Google, Apple, and let's move on to Ja Morant. And let me start off with this video because initially, the first thing I was wondering why would one of his friends record him and post it? But it turns out it was actually a live video, and Ja Morant, who just got in trouble in the NBA for pulling out a gun on this live video, it looks to be all kind of spontaneous. So I don't blame the guy that's on live. And let me just pull it up right here. I don't really blame the guy on live anymore. I used to be like, dang, dude, why would you put your boy out there like that? But they're on a live and they're doing their thing. And I'll just play it real quick. It's real short. It's 45 seconds. And right there is you see him with the strap holding the strap up to his head, right? And then if I continue to play it, the dude that's recording realizes, oh, this guy just pulled the strap out. Let me not show it. Okay, let me it's pausing right here. And then he puts the camera down because he realizes, oh shoot, my boy just pulled a gun out on live. So I don't blame the camera person anymore. I just want to get that out the way because a lot of people are like, damn, why would somebody put him out there like that? But it seems to be a complete accident on the camera person's fault.
No doubt, definitely. Well, it fully lies on Ja Morant, homie. You know what I mean? You know, for one, anytime a camera around and you got a heat in the car, you know what I mean? Why would you even think about touching it? You in your position. You know, he's already been in trouble with the NBA, you know what I mean, for, having a gun in the club or things of that nature, and dude, you go back and you do it again, you know what I mean? You knew dude was recording, even if you didn't know it was live or any of that, why would you still be doing the foolishness that you're doing, being you in the situation that you're in the situation? The situation is that dude, you in a position where people dream of being in, and you need to be fully aware of how you acting and how you're responding to the bullshit. And that he not doing that, Alex.
Well, the main answer that I would say is that he's 23 years old. And when you're 23, you kind of do dumb stuff, right? FG, come on, let's take me back to when you was 23, man.
Man, 23, hard top, 62 Chevy, you know what I mean? Pistol in that motherfucker every day, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? No, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? I could totally go back to them days and realize the dumb shit I did, and but I also wasn't in his position. You know, one thing about me is I always understood the position a motherfucker is in, and I've never been in his position to be able to not have to do that. Say had, my circumstances wouldn't have, happened like they happened, and I would have, went on to college like I had signed up to do and maybe went on to the NFL, you're going to know at certain times, that some of this shit, homie, is leave that shit in the hood. We worked hard to get up out the hood, and here you go trying everything to put yourself back in it. That's a whole different thing. They take classes on this shit. They got people that with his talent pull him to the side and tell him, hey bro, you gotta let some of the bullshit go. You gotta let some of the homies go. You gotta let some of that shit leave some of that shit behind you. And it's clearly that's not what he's doing, So, he finding himself not just in trouble with the commissioner, but with other people as well, by his actions.
Yeah, he had just got in trouble pulling a gun out at a club a few months earlier, but this is his most recent statement. And what he said was, I know I've disappointed a lot of people who have supported me. This is a journey, and I recognize there is more work to do. My words may not mean much right now, but I take full accountability for my actions. I'm committed to continuing to work on myself. And I just want to let everybody know that in Memphis, Tennessee, in the state of Tennessee, it's legal having a gun in the car. It's
Yeah.
perfectly legal what he did. Just so you know, in California, forget about it. you going to jail. No, right off the rip. But it's not illegal what he did, but it's certainly irresponsible.
No doubt. And like I said, I told a story a while back about, when I was in Memphis and my folks got pulled over. They had an AR in the car and a 45 or something like that. Police pulled them over, ran the numbers. They was clean, let them go. You know, um, so it wasn't illegal. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing that he can go to jail for. It's nothing. It's probably not something should be prosecuted for. But at the end of the day, he have to understand what the people who paying him, what their code is, their code of conduct. They want him to act a certain way. They want him to be a certain way. Bro, we trying to put $100 million in your pocket at some point, and this is how you act. And, you got sponsorships with Nike and other big companies, bro. To me, it seemed like, and this where I get pissed off at. Bro, you got an opportunity to go make 100 mil, and all you got to do is play the role for, even if you is really a hood nigga. Say if you really was a hood dude, you know what I mean? A gangster, bro, in this position, you got to go play by the rules, man. Go do what them people ask you to do. Go run up that 100 million or two, you know what I mean? And once you secure in your pockets and you retire and all that, and you want to go back and do some dumb shit, you could do, but at the same time, you can go make a lot of money for your family, build some schools or some programs in your neighborhood if that's what you want to do. But at the same time, you messing it up, you fucking it up before you even get there. You know what I mean? People, the NBA was trying to get behind you. Nike and other big companies trying to get behind you to get all this money in your pocket. And you doing the dumb shit. That let me know it's two things, homie. You're not a real gangster and you're not a real hustler. You know what I mean? Because a real hustler gonna, go by the route. They not asking you to do nothing crazy. They asking you to just follow the code of conduct. So, that let me know you ain't no real hustler because you got the opportunity to go run up the money, and then at the same time, you ain't a real gangster, homie, because the real gangsters, homie, is trying to be where you at right now, so he in a situation where, man, he need to sit his ass down and reevaluate his life, man, and let the bullshit go and go play ball because the boy is real talented.
Yeah, man. Well, the last time he got caught a few months ago, they say he went to some sort of counseling. I don't think they gave him the proper counseling or the proper attention that he needed because he's obviously he's lashing out. He's asking for attention. Something's going on with this guy psychologically and mentally for him to be acting like this. And I just don't want to throw him under the bus. I think he's actually going through some pain right now. We just don't know what it is. And it's certainly counseling is something that would definitely address those issues. But I want to play a clip here from ESPN's Malika Anderson. Malika Andrews. She had a chance to tap in with the NBA commissioner during the draft, not the actual draft, but the lottery for the draft. It turns out the San Antonio Spurs got the number one pick, and right after that was determined, Miss Andrews got to asking Mr. Silver here about Ja Morant. Take a listen.
Let's start here because this is the second time in about 2 months that Ja Morant, the star of the Memphis Grizzlies, has been seen on social media brandishing a firearm. And before he was reinstated after his suspension last time, he flew to New York. He sat down. He met with you. What did you say to him about how much more severe it would be if he did this again?
Well, we talked directly about the consequences first before we got to a subsequent potential to have done something wrong. We were very focused on the misconduct that was in front of us at the time. And frankly, most of our conversation was about how incredibly serious the first incident was of waving, a firearm on social media. And again, and the consequences there, an 8-game suspension was pretty serious and something that he, at least to me, seemed to take incredibly seriously in that time. And we spoke for a long time about not just the consequences that could have on his career, but the safety issues around it. Could have injured, maimed, killed himself, someone else with an act like that, and also the acknowledgement that, as you said, he's a star. I mean, he has an incredibly huge following.
Yeah.
And that my concern, and I thought he shared with me, that millions, if not tens of millions of kids globally would see him as having done something that was celebrating in a way. You know, that act of using a firearm in that fashion. And so I at least was left with the sense that he was taking this incredibly seriously. So honestly, I was shocked when I saw this weekend that video. Now, we're in the process of investigating it, and we'll figure out exactly what happened to the best we can then. It's the video's a bit grainy and all that, but I'm assuming the worst, you know, but we'll figure out, you know, exactly what happened.
All right, that's ESPN Adam Silver talking with Malika Andrews, and she sounds like she wants this dude punished severely. Just the way she started that questioning off, like this is the second time he's done this. She sounds like she want to press a line on Ja Morant.
Man, she tried to press a line on everybody. I'm her least favorite fan, Alex. You know what I mean? It killed me just to watch that. You know, just real fast before we go on and finish real fast. I seen somebody in the comments say that this was pre-recorded. You know, and that's why we not paying attention to the any of the comments. Slick, I'm definitely gonna come on the show, bro, and it's definitely not pre-recorded, man. We live as can be. You know, me and Alex Alonso, this Street TV. So yeah, back to Ja Morant, man. No, I don't like her at all. I don't even know why they give her so much. I guess she got some pull over there, man, because you know, but she's like that with everybody. You know what I mean? And she shoots you down and try to be negative and try to, you know, throw these sly remarks all the time. You know what I mean? And she don't want to see him come back. You know what I mean? If I ain't mistaken, she, you know, I think she and the white guy. So when it comes to the black dude, she quick to throw him under the bus, man. You know, so, but I do think he'll recover from this, no matter what kind of suspension they give him this time. Like we keep reiterating, he didn't do nothing illegal, but he did do something against the NBA code of conduct. You feel me? And but he's way too talented. You know, he gonna lose out on millions of dollars though, man, with them endorsements and things of that nature. You know, people are going to drop him from ads and stuff like that, but. You know, I don't see why he don't get this. You know, like you say, he may need some counseling. It may be some more mental issues. I don't know the dude personally, but at the same time, he made it this far. You know, he should know that this is definitely not cool.
Well, you know, the NBA don't play, and if they want him out the league, he could be out the league, and it don't matter how talented he is. I remember back in the day, man, I used to watch this dude in the 90s. His name was Chris Jackson, but he changed his name to Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. He was in the NBA, but he decided he was doing what a homeboy from the San Francisco 49ers was doing, but he was doing this in the NBA. He wasn't saluting the flag.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he was being disrespectful, quote unquote disrespectful, according to the NBA. And
Right.
I believe they ran Mahmoud Abdul Rauf out of the NBA just because they didn't like him. And he was talented.
But they will do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know, they definitely will do it. You know, Ja Morant, though, is young enough to where he can go sit out a whole season and come back, you know, and be something. And the thing about it is it may take that. You know, it may take them, you know, saying, no, you suspend it for the rest of the year for you to get the understanding. You know, and while he's sitting back chilling with his homies and he counting up that $100 million and endorsements and pay that he lost, because he already lost $600,000 just from the last suspension, you know, and that $600,000 didn't mean nothing to you, bro. I mean, like you say, it could be some more issues lying there, you know, and then maybe he feel he got enough in his pocket right now to live for the rest of his life. But at the same time, to throw it all away just to hang out with some dudes and to flash a gun, I mean, I don't think that's nowhere near worth it, you know. So I'm wondering where his parents are, wondering where his brothers are, wondering where his uncles is to tell him if, you know, he want to be a hood motherfucker, where the big homies at, slapping you up for even doing some